Okay. Ah, dog, okay. Up. Oh, hello little puppies. Hello little puppies. Lucky the little boy was looking out for you. It's morning time and I'm out doing the feed, and unfortunately somebody has dumped 5 puppies on my route. It was a little boy who was frantically waving at me, and I was wondering what it was about. I knew that some sort of dog was in trouble, but he called me over. There's no way I would have seen the dogs because they were in underneath these trucks where somebody had dumped them. They're down there on the ground. They're without a mother, much too young to survive, but those boys behind are the lifesavers. They were out playing, they know that I feed, and they obviously just knew to wave me down. And it's so hot out here, you can see the sweat on me. I've got the dogs in the shade, but if they hadn't waved me down, those 5 puppies would have died. And they're actually really good with dogs, these little boys, which is unusual. And it gives me hope, even though this is a bad situation, and I'm gonna have to take these dogs to the land and try and save them because there's no mother. Even though this is a bad situation, I'm really happy that the kids have seen the puppies, and it's the kids who jumped in to help. So something is registering. So these puppies, look, those kids are like 2, the little boy's about 2 or 3, and then the boy who shouted me down, maybe 5 or 6. I'm so happy to see them caring for the dogs. That's very unusual, and they've obviously seen something and it's registered that I can help the dogs, but ultimately they've helped the dogs, which is amazing. Good boy, Thumper, good boy. Puppies are in a really, terrible situation. I'm going to bend down on the floor here. I've got Thumper beside me, who's checking up on them really nicely, actually. He's sort of making sure they're okay, which is really nice of him, actually. But you can see them in there, 5 of them. They're kind of screaming, but they're so far back from the road I never would have heard them. So they would have died in here, like I'm sure of that. It's still 8 o'clock in the morning and cool enough, but there's no water here. There's water for the other dogs, but the puppies would never have got water. So whoever's left them here, left them, I guess they knew I was coming, but they left them pretty much. They would have died if I wasn't here today. And the little boy, if he wasn't here, crucially. But we're going to get them out of here now. Just waiting for backup because I can't carry 5 puppies on my moped. Good boys. Good boys. Come on. We're all in it together, boys. We're all in it together. Look. We'll put them here. Good boys. Good boys. Well done. Well done. I'm surrounded by dogs here. Thumper is just above me. This little dog is trying to get a little bit of, he just wants his mother, unfortunately, which is really sad. That crying is the saddest noise that you could ever hear, but we'll calm him down. Oh, you're a good boy. One thing that would help massively for me and these 2 little puppies is if you could hit the subscribe button. It really does help us spread the word, help us find homes for these little guys, the more subscribers we have. So hitting the subscribe button or even the like button down below is a massive, massive help. It's not right, hit the button, it's down there, look, bam! So the dogs have just arrived here back at the land, and P-Wood is very excited. He loves the puppies, so they're being taken out of the bag, and now we have to start the process of testing them for little things like parvo and cleaning them up and getting them some goat's milk because they've got no mum. So we'll get them out of that bag as quickly as possible.
Here we are. Oh, what do we think of that?
Oh, look.
Yes, sweetie.
So the puppies are all eating here. The only problem, as you can see from the video, is they don't know how to eat. They've actually been taken away from their mum just a little bit early. So what I'm having to do is kind of teach them how to eat by dipping their noses into the goat's milk, and then they eventually learn. So they've really been taken away from their mums way too early, obviously. I mean, God knows where, or their mum, God knows where the mum is, but they've been taken away. So the goat's milk is a great help. That's full of nutrients, and it kind of is a supplement for the mom's milk. which will get them through before we can get them onto soft food. So they're all here, they're all piled up on each other, as you can see, and it's really, really hot, so I'm going to put them back into the office. They're just, for today, they're just going to eat. That's all they're going to do. Now, as you can see, I'm down here with the puppies. They're so young, it's unbelievable, and they really could do with their mother. That's the one thing that I would say, but they're going to make it. They're already starting to try and crawl around. They just don't know how to eat is the only problem. So obviously the first thing we do is we give them goat's milk, which has got lots of it's like a replacement for their mum's milk. So it's what all the feeders will use to sort of give them a boost and give them a chance at life. You can see they look absolutely gorgeous, and you know, puppies are cute. Like, we all get into dog rescue to help dogs, and there's nothing cuter than these little guys. But I'm actually going to let them down. They want to have a little play in the long grass. You can see them here. Well, I'd say a play is a bit of an exaggeration. They can hardly even see. They can hardly even see above the grass. They're so small. But yeah, it should be a joyous thing, you know, when you get a dog, when you get a puppy, it should be like, everybody should be excited, and you look after it and you make it grow and it's got its mother and all those sort of things. But you know, unfortunately for us, it's like both sad because they've been dumped. It's incredibly expensive because, you know, they have to get care. They're all going to have to get sterilised. They're all going to have to get vaccines, etc. So you're probably looking at $200-300 just to sterilise them, keep them alive, all those sort of things. In terms of timelines on that, we'll get them vaccinated at about 5 or 6 weeks. Look at them, they're so small. We'll get them vaccinated at about 5 or 6 weeks. And then the next step after that is just making sure that they really grow up and be nice and healthy. And then we'll try and find them homes here locally. Which is not easy because there's way too many dogs, but I mean, they really are cute. You can see their eyes have barely even opened. So I'm just worried actually about them regulating their temperature, and we're trying to figure out the best way to put them. Sometimes we put them in like a bathroom where the shower is, just because they can't get out. Oh, it's a big yawn, isn't it? He's had his milk, he's ready to go back to sleep. Sometimes we put them in a bathroom because they can kind of slip and fall down, or you know, get trapped somewhere. So it does need to be a fairly safe place, and then they've no mum to rescue them is the only problem. So yeah, it's at the end of the day, this is going to be a happy ending for these dogs. All 5 of them will live. If it wasn't for that little boy shouting at me this morning, they would have died. Like, you can't imagine how hot it is now. I swap puppies. Number 2 is up. You can't imagine how hot it is. They're under that truck. In fairness, the person has put them there because they know that I'm passing at that time in the morning. So there's a bit of thought, I guess you could say. But if I didn't see them, if I was sick today, if I wasn't up there, the little boy is a hero. And that's the happy part. You always have to take the happy part out of these stories. The happy part is that little kids are now coming up to me with puppies and helping. Isn't that wonderful? For the future. This generation might be a little bit scuppered, but the future generation, the kids are seeing change, and I love that. So for me and this little puppy and his 4 other siblings, we'll keep you updated as they grow. You'll follow them, of course. If you subscribe to this video, it would help massively. I can't promise puppies as cute as this every day, but there will be lots of positive, inspiring dog content. So an unexpected turn today, finding 5 puppies, but they're alive and well.